say to me in Bowers Game
Hey
Corner.
YouTube, I'm back again for another episode of Listen to the Rules, and today I'm reading the rules for Skyjo Card Game, which is for 2 to 8 players, ages 8+, take you 30 minutes to play. So, game idea and game target. The game Skyjo runs over multiple rounds and ends as soon as a player has reached 100 points or more. The player with the least points wins the game. Therefore, the goal of the game is to get rid of as many high cards as possible. Preparing a game round. First, each player receives 12 cards facing down from the well-shuffled deck of cards. Then a card is placed openly in the middle of the table. It makes the discard pile. The rest of the cards are placed facing down next to it as a draw pile. Each player places his 12 playing cards in 4 vertical rows with 3 cards per row. Then each player reveals 2 of his playing cards at will. The start of a game round. The player with the highest sum points of the 2 open cards gets to start the first game round. Example, the cards of player A show a 12 and a -2, which results in a total of 10. The cards of a player B show a 4 and a 2, which results in a total of 6. Player A gets to start first because his cards totaled in a bigger sum. The player who ended the current game round gets to start the next game round. Course of the game. The play starts with the drawing of a card. The player may choose whether he wants to draw the top open card of the discard pile or the top hidden card of the draw pile. If he chooses the open card from the discard pile, he has to exchange it for one of his playing cards and openly display it. He may freely choose among the open and hidden cards, and the hidden cards may not be turned around and looked at. The exchanged card is openly placed on the discard pile. If he chooses a hidden card from the draw pile, he may look at the card and choose whether he wants to exchange it for one of his hidden or open game cards. If he keeps it, it runs as described above. If he does not want to keep the drawn card, he must place it on the discard pile and has to reveal one of his hidden cards. Thus, his move ends, and it is the move of the next player in a clockwise direction. The game round ends as soon as a player has revealed all his cards. Then each subsequent player will have one more move. Afterwards, the point of each player's open and hidden cards are added up and added to his current score. The player who finishes the game round must have the smallest number of points in the evaluation of the round. If he does not have the lowest points because another player has reached fewer or the same amount, it leads to a doubling of his points collected in this round. Attention! This rule only applies to positive points, not to 0 or negative points. Example, player A shows all of his cards and finishes the game round. He has 10 points at the end of the game round. Player B has 24 points, and player C has collected 10 points as well. Player A does not have the lowest score, that is why his score doubles to 20. Special rules. If a player has uncovered or places 3 of the same playing card in a vertical row, the player has to place the entire row of cards on the discard pile. This rule also applies in the last turn of a game round when the remaining cards are turned over and added up for the evaluation. The triplet always has to be placed on the discard pile after the exchange card if the row of cards is achieved due to an exchange with the draw pile or discard pile. End of the game. At the end of each round, the points of every player are added to his current score. The game ends as soon as one of the players has reached 100 points or more. The player with the lowest score wins the game. But those are the rules for Skyjo Card Game. If this helped you out, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing or potentially even supporting the Patreon. But go have some fun, and thanks for your time, YouTube. This video is brought to you by all of my amazing Patreon supporters, and I would love it if you would join their ranks and have your name immortalized in the end of many of my videos for the end of time. But consider for only $1 a month, and as always, thanks for stopping by.